I have 5 news to report. The first is that there will be soon a new 85mm 1.4 autofocus full-frame lens for Sony E-mount and Nikon Z-mount cameras. That info has been leaked by a reliable account on Weibo. He claims that the manufacturer is a Chinese manufacturer, but he doesn't mention any name or even release date, but I guess we will soon more know about this. The second news is that Fuji will soon announce a new GFX100 camera, not the GFX100S, but the bigger one, the GFX100 with the Sony 102 megapixel sensor. Fuji Rumors has no info yet about the possible specs and exact release date of that camera, but for me what's really interesting to know is if this camera will use a new Sony medium format sensor, maybe as some higher resolution sensor, whatever. I'm really curious to see what Sony pulls out from the medium format sensor technology. The third news is that Canon will soon announce a new 100 to 300mm 2.8 constant aperture zoom lens. Sounds like a very exciting lens. I would love this lens to be available also in the Sony E-mount. And this lens will be announced within the next couple of weeks. There are no info about pricing yet, but as soon as I have more info, I will share it on this channel. It also looks like Canon axed the idea to launch a R7C APS-C cine camera in 2023. That is reported by Canon Rumors. The fourth news is that Nikon might hint about the possible future Nikon Z8 camera in May. Sometimes in May could be there could be a teaser, whatever, and that camera is rumored to have the same A7R5 61 megapixel sensor from Sony. Let's see in May if that turns out to be true. And the fifth news is quite unusual because the launch of monochrome cameras is quite rare in this market, so having the launch of 2 such cameras in 1 week is quite unusual. We got a new Leica M11 monochrome camera and the new Pentax K3 Mark III APS-C monochrome camera. The Leica M11 uses a new 60 megapixel black and white sensor. I don't know who made the sensor, but my strong guess is that this is Sony's sensor, and it's my guess that this sensor is based on the same A7R4 and 5 sensor. Having a monochrome sensor has a lots of benefits, like an increased resolution and an increased dynamic range. I think Sony should really consider to launch an A7R5 black and white camera. I think there's a strong case for that for everyone that wants to have the ultimate image quality. I think I would be one of those guys that would consider to buy it. And then we have the Pentax K3 Mark III with an APS-C 26 megapixel sensor. I think also in that case it's a Sony sensor without the RGB filter and full monochrome. And Pentax is really the last one, the last dinosaur in the DSLR market, because they're the last one releasing new DSLR cameras, even if those cameras are not really new but look more rather like a small upgrade. But I wonder how long they will insist on that path. So that's it for today. As soon as I have more info, I will share more details and more videos soon. So please again subscribe to the channel, and I see you soon.